Before the video begins, I'd like to apologize for Sumit's mic quality. It's not the greatest, I'm going to be honest. He sounds quite quiet. That being said, I hope you enjoy the video. There are many gems throughout this video, and it's one of our best pieces of content. So, make sure you finish it till the end. You're gonna love this. Peace. Welcome back to another episode, and we got a special, very special guest. Very special in two ways. Special as in he's a special guest because of his talent, but also special because, you know, he's a retard like us. And that's why he came on this podcast, so he could be with us. Share the retardedness with everyone and all the viewers. We got Breeton, or Breeton Boi, as his stage name would go, and we got my lovely co-host Bitch Boy down there. Wow. If you haven't seen the last video that we did,
and let's just say it goes wrong. Let's just say
that's
goes
understatement.
Wrong.
It goes wrong. They'll fucking die. Watch that. Sumit spent 6 hours editing, so don't let his efforts go in vain.
Yeah, man. Alright, before we get into it though, gotta do the origin of the name. So I've already told these lot the name of the guy before the podcast because I don't wanna bait my guy out beforehand, you know. So
yeah, you can't be doing that.
We could have bleeped it. It would have made it more funny.
No, we won't bleep it. So one of my boys, we were on a night out one time, and we were in the club, you know, we were in mosh, you know, dancing about. My man's had a few drinks in it. He goes to these girls and he's just like, there's like a pillow here. He puts the arm of the pillow. He's like, "Oh, well done, ladies."
You just like that we didn't see shit. You just like that we didn't see shit, bro. We just thought
he just got stuck up there
because they know who it is. They know who it is, and they know how like cringy he'd be as well. The girls just put their hands on his face like, "Nah, get out."
What? So you try to get with some chicks at a bar, and they're like, "Nah."
You just like try to chat to him, and they're like, "Oh, fuck off."
Nah, that's not.
Yeah, he's a big simp in it, so there you go.
I hope he's okay.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me of your Raj, bro, when he used to go up to that story about that chick when he opened his bank app next to her and he's showing her his bank account and then he opens a Snapchat, asks for a Snapchat, and she's like, "Nah." I think that's worse.
That might be worse.
That might be worse.
Might try to flex.
Might try to flex and still got shut down. Alright, anyways, people, we have got Breeton Boi, a big rapper. Yeah,
yes,
he's a very special guest.
We're gonna have his Spotify and his Instagram down below as well.
All his links in the description and all that. But number one, this is the first thing I want to ask. The name, Breeton Boi. What's the inspiration? How are you picking that?
I always get asked about this one, and it's funny because it's actually the name came up in Mana, because it was when we had like a supply teacher. Was it a supply teacher? I can't remember if it was a supply teacher, but I think it was either that or it was like Mr. Mango, and he was trying to say my name. He was trying to say my name because he didn't know my name, and he called me Breeton by accident. So everyone made fun of it, and it was funny. So I was like, "Alright, I'm gonna keep this one." And then I don't know. Eventually, it just ended up being a part of my name.
The stage name just came through.
Yeah, it just came through.
Just a mishap in your name in school. You're just like, you know what? I'm gonna run with it.
That's pretty good origin for the name, to be fair.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Gets bullied for his name, and he's like, "Yeah, okay, you motherfuckers, I'll be famous off my name." There you go.
My man actually did it as well. That's actually nuts. It's mad.
That's actually kind of funny.
Second question, which is just straight off the bat, straight away. What inspired you to rap? Who started with rapping? How did you get into rapping?
Well, like, I've always been a fan of rap. I've always listened, you know, MTV would just be on, and, you know, I'll just be like, "Oh, this is a banger. I like this." And, you know, as I listened growing up more, kind of like, you know, getting my own phone and stuff, I kind of like delved into different stuff.
Oh, can I also say about your phone, bro? Your phone was so shit.
Oh,
It was like some
no.
trap phone that some drug dealer had, bro. No one would own
Let's
that
not
phone.
talk about my-
No one
look,
would
man.
own. Nobody
Look,
would
I
own
got-
that
I got a
phone
good
for more
phone
than
now,
a.
man.
No, okay. Who
I got
cares
a
about
nice-
now? No, nobody would own that phone for more than a day. This guy had it for like half of his life. Let's be
Look,
real
man.
here.
What,
This gonna
man?
be a roast.
His
gonna-
parents probably beat him up with that phone.
No, we don't talk about that one. We don't talk about that one, bro. But nah, I listened to like a bunch of different rappers. I was getting into it, and then all of a sudden when like X and Ski Mask started like blowing up, I was really into like their kind of rapping style.
Very aggressive.
Kind of aggressive, like not like perfectly mixed kind of stuff. And then I was like, yo, this is kind of cool. And they like referencing like anime, video games, TV shows, all that kind of stuff. I was like, damn, this is kind of hard. Let me see if I can make something. That kind of like moved me to start rapping. And then
To the
So,
aggressiveness
top
of
three
people,
rappers.
basically.
So top 3 rappers for you then.
pretty much top 3 rappers. That's such a hard
In
question,
terms
man.
of, and let's say in terms of inspiration rather than like greatest of all time kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you're saying, like, X,
Your
you're
top
saying
3
stuff
inspirations on how they've shaped your style of music, basically. Like
Yeah.
areas where you've taken and added to your own sort of portfolio.
Well, I'm kind of gonna put like X and Ski Mask as one. Because like
Okay,
both
fair
their styles kind of together.
Yeah.
They're kind of very similar, and obviously the way they would flow, the way they would rhyme words, and like the beats selection they kind of choose.
Well, it depends. Like aggressive Triple X, yeah, you
Yeah,
put that in
more
with
of the
Ski Max.
aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, They were like a dynamic duo in the way they were kind of rapping. They
Yeah, they were.
quite well.
Kind of crazy.
And who else would you say also influenced your, rapping style?
There's also this other guy called Peso Pete. I don't think you guys probably know him, but like he's more of like a underground SoundCloud kind of artist,
Yeah.
and he really had like a sort of like more refined version of like the kind of stuff X and Ski were doing, and he's kind of molded it into his own style. And there's a certain like way he does it, and I really drew off that a lot because I don't know, I was really vibing with his style.
So you say SoundCloud really influenced your music taste and style quite a lot, right?
Yeah, probably just like the whole platform, because it's so easy to just go on there and upload whatever.
Yeah, well, SoundCloud was like the original Spotify, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
SoundCloud artists which blew up in it. You got like the Uzi, even X came off SoundCloud and shit. Like even Juice WRLD came off SoundCloud.
Yes,
That's
so
where
many
you
people.
started, right? Is that where you started uploading a lot of your music, or was it YouTube first?
It was YouTube first, because I was in a little community that were like doing stuff on YouTube, so I did that. But then my parents were kind of trying to shut me down from making YouTube videos.
Why?
It's
Why
cool
was
stuff.
that? Oh, because it was distracting you from your work.
Yeah, so I was kind of on the side uploading to SoundCloud. I was like, well, they're never gonna look on SoundCloud, so I'm gonna just upload here.
What were they checking your
Speaking of
YouTube
SoundCloud,
videos out?
Speaking of SoundCloud, can we talk about the one track you got bang of views on? Tell them don't waste my time.
Oh, the Don't Waste My Time remix, yeah.
Oh
I
my
had a,
God.
I had a few little bangers on there.
You're like 30K on that song, bro.
Yeah, I had a lot on that one, and I had the Todoroki one as well.
Oh, that's by the way, if you haven't heard that, that's a fucking banger. It's still one of my favorites. Still one
Yeah.
of my favorites. 100. It's sick.
That one has like over
Tell them don't
100,000.
waste my time. I remember didn't you release that in Manor? Or did you
I
release
think-
that in Beecham?
It might have been Mana.
It might be
No.
Manor, last year Manor.
Actually, I don't know. It's hard for me to keep. No. I think it's Beecham. I think it's Beecham. Early Beecham.
Urgent Beecham, yeah. By the way, Manor was like our secondary school. Yeah, just to let people know. But anyway,
Yeah.
that was a banger that everyone was
So,
rocking
do you
that.
think
So,
posting to YouTube helped your growth, exponentially increase? Because you went from, like 2-3K subs to like 15K fairly quickly in a short amount of time.
I think because it led me to find this other community, which is like the nerdcore community, where they do tracks like every week about like different anime and like video games and stuff like that. and they're the more like kind of like they do like specific like ones. So it would be like One Piece rap, Naruto rap, etc., etc., etc. And like one of the people from there found me off of one of my songs, Deku song that I released, and they kind of brought me in, and then I got to meet like more people who are like bigger in that community, and they liked the style that I was doing, so they were kind of pushing me. They were trying to do collabs with me, and then that kind of put me out there to way more people.
So right, so you say your connections within these groups essentially helped you a lot, grow within your own, base and niche, because what you do is a niche, right? How would you define your specific genre?
I'd say it's definitely a niche for people who are into anime and like rap, and it's definitely growing. It was a smaller niche before, like I feel like before I got there, definitely. There was a kind of like a certain style that you would like expect from nerdcore, but it's developed so much since like the summertime, and like now you could hear probably some stuff that sounds like Drake in nerdcore. You could hear some there's a bunch of different styles and so many different talented people in the community making so many different types of music just about anime stuff.
What I'm really interested in about you the most is your origin story, because notoriously, I mean, everyone knew in school, that you tried to sing and you tried to rap, and everyone used to make fun of your videos and they used to call you shit and whatever, right? And you had to go through some really tough times to get where you are right now, which is, I mean, you are a serious, artist right now. But how was your journey going from, being bullied and belittled by people to where you are now? Like, what did it take?
Yeah, it was definitely tough a few times, because like obviously people wouldn't take it serious, and I know some people would be like, oh, this is a banger, but then like they would be doing it in like a mocking way, and it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know. And there were a few times I was kind of like, if it's not really going anywhere, I'm gonna just quit, because it's like, what's the point of me making all this and like no one really wants to hear it. So I was really trying to work on my stuff. And it's only really till about, I would say, maybe early 2020, I started making like music that I was starting to be happy with. And then I was starting to grow a little bit. And then kind of like being at university kind of helped me a bit, because there was less people like from before who already had an idea about what my music will kind of like sound like, and already had an idea of like, oh, it's funny, we'll make fun of it or whatever. But now it's more like I was trying to push more to online, because obviously because of like COVID and everything, everybody is more online now and you can't really meet people. So I had to be more active in like Discord servers and stuff, really trying to push music to a wider audience than just the people in Leicester.
Yeah, this guy is always on Discord, bro. Every time I see this guy's always on Discord chatting to someone. But it's fucking, sometimes this guy's on like 4 a.m. checking my editing.
Yeah, because he's fucking chatting to some girls, probably. That's why. Man's trying to get that punani.
I wish.
As every rapper would, So.
Yeah, speaking on your origin story and stuff, so obviously I've been kind of following your journey since like at the very start of like your whole rapping kind of thing. And I've seen your flows and your bars get better and better every single song.
Oh, now I'm doing things. I do them on my own. Everybody chilling with the Wu Clan. Ooh.
I'm about to run up on your mans though. 18 plus bullets on my chopper finna bang those. Wish they had diamonds on their wrist like Endo. I got them
tired of just hiding and biting my true self. The demon that's inside me said no, you don't use stealth. We pulling up on ups and we showing them true strength. I'm coming for fools next, then asking about who's next.
How did you work on that? What did you do to work on that?
Well, I would just kind of listen more to the people's music that I liked. And I was trying to stop looking at it from face value and kind of be like, what about the song like makes me like it? Like, what do I enjoy that makes me want to come back, that makes it really good? And then try and like incorporate kind of that into my own music. That's how I started experimenting with like a bunch of different like flows and stuff, because I heard Ski Mask do like so many different flows, and I'll be like, yo, when he be like, like I'd be really enjoying that, so I'll try and emulate that kind of thing. And then eventually, as you kind of like draw from different artists, it kind of comes together and you like develop it into your own kind of thing. So yeah.
let's backtrack a little bit now, right?
Yeah.
So you talk about the community and how you actually met through the community. I want to know exactly like who took you in, who brought you to all these people. How did you make connections with these people properly so that you could do like all these collabs? And I know that in the nerdcore community you do these ciphers. Explain what that kind of is and just give us a little background on that.
Okay, so as I said earlier, the Deku song is the one I got found on by this person called, well, they used to go by Savvy Hugo, now they go by Twisted Savvy, and she stumbled upon it and she left a comment on my Deku video saying it was good, and she had a little like, I know she had like a music symbol next to her name, so I was like, oh, this is another musician, maybe they're like interested in doing something. And I went on their channel and found their Discord, and I went in, and then I kind of spoke to them. I was like, hey, I'm the guy from YouTube that you commented on. And then they said they really enjoyed the song. And then later on, like, I released a song called Thunderclap Flash, which was off one of my projects earlier. Hey, I'm glad you messed with it, man. But yeah, like, I dropped that one. And then that was like her favorite song for like ages. And then cause in the nerdcore community, at least more back then, but less now, but still a little bit, there's less of like a female presence in the community. So basically a lot of girls in there get to be on these, like, it's a bit easier for them to get on certain ciphers. Like, for example, the big guys like Rustage and non like Joshua, etc., they do like a lot of ciphers based on anime. So like Class 1A cipher, which is about like the students in My Hero Academia, Class 1A, and like obviously they need boys and girls for that. So Twisted Savvy was kind of like put on a lot of different ciphers, despite not being super huge, but she, you know, got noticed and she's been put on some, and she was kind of like pushing me to some of the people that she's worked with on these ciphers, like Rustage, like not like Joshua, like Daddy Fat Snaps, and some other guys.
So this girl was really like the main person who really helped you develop as, you know, as an artist and help your connections as well.
Yeah, 100%. Because she already had those connections, and she was kind enough to push me towards those people, and then those people ended up liking my stuff as well. And my first cipher that I was on was the non-like Joshua one, the Phantom Troop cipher that he did based on the, you know, Phantom Troop from Hunter x Hunter. And he just DM'd me and he was like, yo, I want to do Bonner Lenov on the cipher. Would you be down? And obviously I said yes, because I'm like, bro, this is like big. And like, I didn't even got to freaking know all of the Phantom Troop yet. But I was like, you know, I'm gonna just freaking watch a bunch of episodes and I'm gonna just get on this and do a crazy verse.
See, that's actually what I wanted to ask. Right? So obviously part of this nerdcore community, you rap about anime. Has being in this community made you watch more anime? Made you reach out and like watch anime to like write your bars and etc. like that?
Yeah, I'll definitely say it's, well, I don't know if it's made me watch a lot more anime, because like I'm kind of lazy when it comes to watching anime. I'm not gonna lie, I'll be slow watching some stuff, but it's definitely made me check out more anime that I wouldn't normally. Like, I've been watching more isekai. I watched Cautious Hero actually, which helped me do one of my tracks I did like a couple weeks ago. I watched more Hunter x Hunter. I watched
like, I know which are like the hype ones, like Demon Slayer and things like that.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite? If you had to pick one.
Well, my favorite anime of all time is Inazuma 11. That's the
fucking guy with this. I have a funny story. I have a very funny story. I remember this guy once.
Go on.
Walking into college, and this guy had his laptop, He's got his Inazuma 11 on his emulator, bro. My man's playing Inazuma 11 on his emulator. I'm fucking dying. It's so funny.
Bro, I just love it, man. The games, like, I just love. It's my two favorite things, bro: football and anime. And it's like you just put that in one, and it's like an RPG football game, like, bro.
It is good. The game is actually like quite fun to play. Yeah,
I have a question for you. Right. So
What's
if you remember Beach Fest, right? You performed, and okay. Firstly, let me ask you, what in your mind made you like let's perform?
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Because that was like one time where everyone was really making fun of your music because you just released the Breeton Boi song, wasn't it? So a lot of people were giving you a lot of like underlying bullying for that song, and then you were like, let me perform it. So I want to know why. What you're just like, fuck these people. I'm just gonna do it, and if people like it, then it's good.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of that because I was like, I want to get some like experience of like performing on stage. That's something like I kind of enjoy, like the idea of just like performing like my song and getting hype to like a crowd.
That's the first time you ever like did something like that, though, right? You've never really performed in front of a crowd that large.
Well, yeah, like I've done like school plays and other kind of stuff like that, but not like nothing like by myself.
Yeah, that's
like,
a solo
of stuff that I made myself. Yeah, like that kind of thing.
Music, like you're producing your art in front of people.
Yeah.
Okay, and secondly, how did that experience help you as an individual? Improve? Did it, give you that confidence to be like, okay, I know my music's good, and lots of people were like, good job, and that bolstered your confidence. And then, were there some areas where you're like, okay, now I've performed here, I need to work on these things, and I'm more motivated now?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of both, but I think it was more like okay, I've had the experience now. I know how it feels to like be on the stage in front of people and do it. I know next time when I do it, I want to perform something that's better and get like more people like more invested and interested. Because I think a lot of people were actually surprised that like I actually went on stage and performed it, and I like to kind of like break people's expectations and kind of catch them off guard. So I'm like, so kind of part of that was like, yeah, I'm gonna go on stage because no one's gonna expect me to actually like do this.
Yeah,
I didn't actually expect you to do that either.
I was like, holy shit, this guy's actually performed this song.
And you performed it very well.
I think you did quite well, yeah. So I was just like, man, he's actually had the balls to go up on stage and do it. But the thing is, I know you've always kind of been that kind of, you're just kind of bold and do things. You're quite impulsive, I'd like to say.
Yeah. Sometimes I can be.
Often everybody's just like, let's just go for it, man. See what I want.
Yeah. It's just like,
what have you got
to lose?
Got
one life. Yeah, what have you got to lose, really?
Exactly.
Like, so what would you say to up and coming artists like yourself? Because I know, honestly, personally, you've gone through that multiple humps at different stages, and obviously it's led to your character development along the way, and you're putting on a lot of effort as well. So tell me what it takes for these people. Yeah, yeah, he is the anime protagonist. Okay, so what's it gonna take? For artists, give them some advice.
I would definitely say, make sure you network and make sure you like push yourself, like, because if you just kind of do your own thing and you kind of just like release it and like you don't really show people, you don't really do much with it, then it's not gonna get much traction. But if you go out of your way to like interact with other people, try and show other people your music, try and like engage people that you think would enjoy like what you're trying to put out and see what they say about it and take the feedback and learn from it. Because really you can like, if you put enough work into anything, well, most things really, I think you can do something with it. Like when I started, I would say I was terrible. I was not good
he
at
used to
rapping.
record on his Nokia brick phone.
Yeah. Like that's the other thing, like you don't need super equipment to like start off, just like work with what you've got.
Yeah, so firstly, he had no fear of performing because, his parents used to beat him up, so he's more scared of them.
Bruh.
Danny! I will spit on your face. I will eat you with these teeth.
True. But yeah, like I was recording on my phone, then I would freaking upload it on Google Drive and download it, convert it from M4A to MP3, and put it in Audacity, and then just export that. And it sounded trash, but it was something. And someone saw something.
You basically wanted to put as much content out as possible. Even if you didn't personally think your music was great, you knew if I produce in numbers, it's going to over time improve, right? Was that your logic in thinking of it?
You just got to keep working at it, to be honest.
Yeah, that's actually something I want to get onto as well. Your process when you're like making songs, writing songs, that kind of thing. What is your actual process like? How do you think? Oh, I'm gonna think of these bars. How am I gonna choose a topic? What anime am I gonna rap about? How did you choose that? What was your process?
So it's kind of like, it's weird because obviously you're on YouTube. Sometimes you gotta play the YouTube game and you gotta make a song about, you know, an anime that's popular at the time.
Waifus.
Or just an anime that's big. Waifus works too. But yeah.
Big booty bitches. Big booty bitches. Classic, if you know that song.
Dies, bro. Anime dies, that's what it's about.
Oh, yes, sir. But nah, sometimes you gotta do that. But then other times you kind of just do whatever. For me, I'm still trying to do a lot of stuff. Like, my main thing is I'm trying to do stuff that are like more popular anime, but like stuff that people haven't done yet. Cause like there's a lot of like not super popular, but like kind of like mid-tier popular anime that people haven't really done yet. Like there wasn't really any Kill la Kill raps or Soul Eater raps and stuff like that. So I started doing those because I was like, I really like these anime. So for a typical song, I'll think of like an anime or a character, and I'll be like, okay, I kind of want this vibe to it. Then I'll look for a beat that kind of has like a vibe I'm going for. And then once I find the beat, I'll just start trying to like write just whatever sounds good. Whether it's like completely referencing like the anime and I have bars about like a bunch of different stuff in the anime, or whether it's kind of like more about the feel of like the character, not super referencing it, or whether it's just like straight up like telling the story. Like, it just depends on the kind of vibe I get.
Is it quite difficult for you to write music if you're not in the mood? Do you have to be in quite a mood to really write?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I'll be having times where I can like write 2, 3, 4 verses and like just go crazy, especially if the beat like inspires me to write something crazy. But then I'll have other times where I'm just like, bruh, I'm not getting anywhere. I can't even think of like 2 good lines.
Yeah, baby. So what do you do in those moments of where you're like, fuck, I don't know what to do? Do you just take a break, or do you kind of force yourself to find motivation through different pathways of like, maybe I want to watch a new anime, maybe, damn, this scene's sick, let me rap about it? How do you overcome those things? Because that's a very common thing with a lot of up and coming artists. They're like, what do I rap about now? Like, even the mainstream artists, some of them are like, I've rapped about all my best shit, my life story, now what do I talk about? So how do you overcome that?
I think definitely like my main thing is just go to your inspirations. Like, when I can't really think of what to write, I try and dive through like other people's music. Sometimes I'll go back to old X and Ski songs that I used to listen to. Sometimes I go through Pace of Peace stuff. I'll go through some other artists that I've heard recently, or I'll try and find some new stuff that I haven't listened to yet, and just kind of like see if I can get like a feel of like something, or I might like push it to the side and start working on something else, and kind of like if I get an idea, just I'll come back to it at another time.
Fair enough. Would you say that, I mean, obviously you've chosen this particular genre that you quite like, and it seems like you love picking this lot like niche animes, and you like to rap about those. So is your goal like currently to, you know, become the top of your particular scene and then maybe venture out into other things, or are you open to, you know, maybe doing other genres currently?
Well, obviously I don't know about like on a wider scale. I don't know about stuff like, I think I'm gonna stick to like rapping, definitely. I don't know really about like singing. I don't know. I might do like vibey stuff, but more. I'm probably gonna focus more on rap, and like about anime stuff. I do still want to make like songs that's not about anime stuff, but I don't know. I've always included like anime, video game type stuff in my songs. I think, but I want to save like stuff that's not super like anime. I want to save that for like projects and stuff that I do like in the future.
Yeah, about money and bitches and shit like that, and drugs as well, because he's a pharmaceutical student. So
speaking of projects,
is it
right? So you actually, I guess I say recently, but it's been like 3-4 months. You released an album. Spoiler alert, right?
Spoiler alert, yeah.
So I want to know, right, your process for this album. So you've obviously also been doing a track a week. So first of all, I want to know, how did you record this album? How did you get all of these songs? How did you record them? And also, like, have that one song a week whilst you were doing it?
I think what definitely helped me at the time is I was like I already had some of the songs like planned out and I already had a few done, but it kind of like the project went through like so many revisions, and it's just kind of like if I had time, because I was super inspired that summer, because that summer I was like, if I don't make some music that starts going somewhere, I might just like quit. So I was just grinding every day, because like I had nothing to do. The uni was done early. I had like from April up until September, so I was like, I'm gonna just be in my room
and
every
plus
day,
Lincoln shit,
working on
it's like nothing to do there. I've been there. There's just water, that is true. Dirty water, a bunch of geese that try to attack you out front of the university, and like a couple restaurants. Other than that, it's fucking shit.
He's not wrong. There is not a super amount to do, but yeah, I was just like, alright, let me just make a bunch of stuff, and like I was like super. So I was making like a song like in a day or maybe 2 days, and then when I started officially doing like a song a week, I had like a little backlog that I could rely on, and then there were a few songs that I released from the weekly stuff that I put on the project, and then but there was only like 2, and then like the rest were kind of like just other songs I would make like in between. Like if I just had an idea, I'll just be like, alright, let me just get this beat, I'll write a hook, write a verse, and then I'll either just like have it as that, or I'll be like, well, I can get someone else on this. And I think features is a really helpful thing. Like there's a lot of like feature stuff that happens in nerdcore simply because you gotta make a song a week, and not everyone has the full inspiration to make 2-3 verses every single week. So you can like ask someone else to like hop on, and then like you just make a banger. And for the album, I think I had quite a few features on there, and they definitely helped me to complete some of them songs. But yeah, it was kind of just like whatever. And also because I was more free to just like, because spoiler alert wasn't about like a single anime or something. It was kind of just like me rapping, but I just used a lot of like anime references and video game references and stuff like that. So I was more open to what I could write about.
Right.
So I think that helped.
I want to know the album name. What made you have like? So why did you pick Spoiler Alert? Like, what was the inspiration behind that?
Because I was trying to think of something like
what's the most clickbaitable album I can make?
Or arguably you could say it's the opposite, because when people see spoiler alert, they're like, man, I don't want to get spoiled, bro. I'm just move on. But nah, like I was thinking a lot about what to title like projects that a title that hasn't been like taken yet, that's like video game and anime stuff related. And then I kind of just thought, well, like spoiler alert, it's kind of like giving the thought of like, you know, there's something dangerous, there's something going on behind here. Like, so if you go come in here, like come in with the knowledge, like some crazy stuff is gonna happen.
You're gonna get shanked. You're gonna get shanked.
Well,
you might get. Oh my gosh.
That's quite inventive. I didn't ever really think about it.
So if we went in lockdown, you wouldn't have made this album. because you wouldn't have had so much free time to actually work on your craft and actually be like, okay, let's produce this album now.
Yeah, I might not have, or it might not have been to the same like quality, I think, because I would have had like a bunch of stuff going on. So like I'm kind of low key thankful, because I feel like the lockdown has really helped me just get just a little bit more extra time just to like grind out the music and do more focus on that.
Do you think it's a double-edged sword in that sense? Because although lockdown's giving you more time to produce music, it's also kind of, I mean, you look at that room you're in. You're trapped in that fucking room for how long now? More than a year.
Yeah.
You're trapped in that box, in that wardrobe for more than a year, right? And it kind of hinders you and your motivation to some extent when you can't get out and experience shit. You know, like you don't really go out and see all your friends, can't really go out and see all your family. I mean, some people don't even want to see their family anyway, so that don't matter. But
Yeah.
Do you think it's also hindered you from that perspective where you haven't been able to go out, like being trapped in your room has, you know, maybe put a dampener on your work?
Maybe a little bit. I feel like, cause like obviously like that's like a lot of life that's kind of been like closed off because we gotta be indoors. Like we can't be playing football no more. We can't go over to people's houses, or at least for a long time, not able to like kind of be free and do those things, like go cinema, go restaurant, do all that. Like life is not the same, so it kind of hinders it a bit. But I feel like for the stuff I rap about, it's not too, like, it doesn't hold me back too much. But just like in general, like as experiencing life, that is like the other side. It does kind of suck in that regard.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
So I want to talk about the YouTube side of things now. So obviously, like we said before, you've had this like crazy blow up kind of thing, right? And now you're over like 15K, something like that. How did you network? How did you get your channel out there? How did you get your songs out there? How are you promoting everything?
Well, I was mainly just like pushing stuff in a bunch of Discord servers that I was in, cause like that's where a lot of online communities started forming, and there's a bunch of like, so you have like the SoundCloud community, and then they would have like their own kind of like Discord servers, and then they'll have like promotion channels where it's like put your music in here, and then if you kind of like come across someone, then it's kind of like, oh, there's something cool here, I might check it out. And then I feel like collaborating with a bunch of people has helped too, because I've collaborated over my time. I collaborated with, I was working out the other day, I've worked with like over 50 different people.
Fuck hell, 50.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and that's just people.
So he's
on my
basically
songs.
stole all their fans. That's what he's done.
A little bit, because you do kind of get that, like you kind of get that crossover when it comes to collaboration. So I feel like collaborations are pretty important, because it's like there people will be like, oh, our guy's on this, let's see what it's about. And then
Yeah, just like this podcast. That's
"Ooh."
why we brought him on, so we could steal some of his 15K subs. Even if 2 subs come over, it's a dub.
It's a dub, yeah. Then we'll make sure my people check this out.
Yeah. Okay, now, but speaking of your people, I know that, like, I follow you on Twitter, I see, like, some of your people.
He stalks you on Twitter.
I see that you're quite, in your community, that you're quite close with your fans, like, in terms of, you try to get to know all of them, you try and, like, chat them as much as you can, kind of thing. Do you think you get also, like, motivation from them to, like, create songs when they, you know, put comments on your videos, or, like, you speak to them on Twitter and things like that?
Yeah, I definitely do get motivation from that, because it's like I've come a long way from kind of like 2 people commenting on my stuff, and then somebody from school commenting and like saying something dumb. And I'll be like, bro, now I actually have people that like actually say they like my music and like actually interact. So it's kind of cool, and I want to keep that going. I want to spread to more people, and like just find people that enjoy my type of music. And it's always interesting to see what kind of people follow you. Like every now and again, I'll be like, if I like see someone reply to my tweet, I'll kind of like go on their Twitter and like scroll through a little bit, like what's this guy about. What's a Breeton Boi fan look like?
Just a little still. Just a little.
I love how you have to clarify it's a guy. So if it was a make sure it's not a female. I wasn't looking at her Twitter.
I'll be checking the Twitters out too.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, you check them out.
Is she a good looking chick? Let me DM her. I mean, that is one way to increase your fan base.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
in terms of the actual fans yourself, okay, so they're motivational for you. Have they like overall also inspired you to do certain types of music?
A little bit, yeah. But I feel like the major appeal, like for me initially, was like I was doing something that in the community wasn't really being done that much. Like no one in the community was really making music that sounded like my music, or at least no one in like the main area. So when people were getting me on songs, the way I was rapping, some of their fans would be like, I've not heard someone like this before, and then they'll come to my channel and hear the different type of like hard XXXTentacion like type beats that I was rapping on, and they'll be like, yo, this is kind of different. I kind of like this. So like more and more people will come and they'll be like trying to see what it's about. And,
yeah, true. I mean, when you traditionally think anime music, it's quite calming and relaxing. And then we got Breeton Boi. He's like, George W. Bush on my pussy.
Yeah, literally.
Triple X style.
He's got like a unique style in terms of the nerdcore community, which is like, obviously the inspiration is quite. Like, you can see where you've got your inspiration.
Yeah.
In terms of the beats, the way your rapping style is, but it goes hard. Like it works. It works because.
And obviously it's successful, right?
Because of your voice as well. Like your voice is generally quite deep. So I think it works really well for you.
Yeah, definitely over time I've had to like figure out a way to use my voice. Because earlier on in rapping, I was just kind of like talk rapping. It's not like really like performative and really like pushing like
kind of thing.
Yeah. So over time I found a way to kind of like use my voice in a way that is nice to listen to.
I would honestly say Brighton probably found his voice from the amount of games we played of Mafia when he was having to defend himself. You know what I'm saying? Guys, I hate the Mafia, guys. And we just kill him off anyway because it's Brighton. We just kill him off. Like that's how it is. Nobody trusted him.
It's tough.
That's nuts. It's nuts. Well, I don't know. Have you got any other questions, really?
Have you got any questions for us?
Have you got any questions for us, bro? Yeah.
Oh, well.
You guys.
You flipped the script. I was prepared for this.
Exactly. Gotta do the unprepared shit, then you ain't got nothing.
Where you're like looking to take this podcast, like what type of people do you want to be interviewing? Like
literally, like loads of different people. Like you're just one person.
We're essentially the next Joe Rogan podcast, if you haven't noticed that already. No, but as a podcast, we don't have a particular genre. We venture out to everything. And the guests that we would bring on, I mean, it's anyone who's like half interesting,
Yeah, exactly.
We don't have to be a specific thing. As long as they have some sort of story and something to tell to people.
That's why we wanted you so badly, because your story is so good. Because I've known you for a while now.
Yeah.
Quite a while, though.
From nerd to fuckboy.
We're not quite
probably still a virgin though.
Nah, come on, bro. Come on.
Mama's got the ting, don't worry. He's in uni, bro. Come on. Mama's got the ting. For sure.
How many days have you been out of your room? Please tell me.
Look, man. we're not taking that question right now.
Oh man. Well, let's just thank you so much for coming on, bro. It's been sick. It's been
thank you.
Good knowing your story. And everything, letting people know. If you're new here, make sure you hit the like button. If you enjoy it.
If you've come from Brighton's, fan base, right? If you want to fight, Brighton, what do you call your fans? What's their name?
They're just my boys.
The boys.
The
if
boys,
you come from the boys, leave a comment down below.
Yes,
give us Brighton's your favorite Brighton music from Breeton Boi.
Yeah, your favorite song. Mine's probably mine's either the Todoroki one or Thunderclap, one or the other.
Oh snap!
One of them
Yeah.
too.
You gotta listen to some of the new stuff.
The Levi one's good too.
Oh, you like the Levi one?
I
Yeah.
really like the Levi one. Oh, there's so many good ones, literally. Like, oh man, there's so
Bro,
many good
Hey Brighton, when you getting some ice and some gold chains?
ones. Yeah, man, that's what we need. The gold
Look,
chains.
man, I need to live first.
Get some diamond braces and shit.
I'm still broke. We're not quite there yet.
Not quite there yet.
It's okay.
But
That when you hit, your next milestone, that's when we bring you back on and be like, so what have you wasted your money on now? I bought a new phone for my mum. She still has the Nokia brick.
Bruh.
Yeah, it's still not there.
Nah.
Take it easy. Peace.
Yeah, see ya.